You're tuned in to the DMV Hoops Podcast.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast, the DMV's home for high school basketball. Hosted by Kurt Cross and featuring Chelsea Cross. We bring you the latest news, interviews, rankings, recruiting buzz, and standout performances from the public and private school basketball scene across Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Stream us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Buzzsprout, YouTube, and everywhere podcasts are heard. Now, let's get into it. Here's your host, Kurt Cross.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. As always, I'm Kurt Cross. She is
Chelsea Cross.
And I will tell you, we're at the Capital Hoops Summer League. It's playoff time. It's win or go home. We're at the Morgan and Kathy Wooten Gymnasium on the campus of DeMatha Catholic High School. Sir, I've been waiting a year to get you on this podcast. I didn't want to be the first one to call you a year ago when you got the job. Then I think you were on with Mark.
Yes.
Mark had you.
Yep.
I said, all right, Mark got him. I got to get this guy. The season goes by. I'm always at St. John's because I call their games. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Keith Urgo is with us. Welcome, sir.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I absolutely love the family dynamic you got going on. You know, I'm one of 10, 9 boys and a girl. So the fact that you guys get the chance to do this and how good of a job you do, it's pretty impressive and something you guys will both remember forever.
We appreciate hearing that. I got to say this. If I had one thing to say to Keith Urgo, not a year ago, but now, this would be it. You've been hustling for the last year, brother. You've been hustling. You had to put a program together. I think you didn't have Summer League last year, did you?
No.
Right. But you're here now.
Yeah.
Right? I think people had questions, and Gonzaga competed all year long last year.
Appreciate that.
Opening game. Landon took me to...
Yeah, they took us down to the wire. They were so well coached.
School.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's my son's school.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Keith, you're back home. Gonzaga's home, right?
Yes.
All right. How does it feel 1 year later? Was it what you thought it would be?
You know what? It is. You know, it's a familiar place. Obviously, I played there a number of years ago and for the legendary Dick Myers. And there's some differences, but for the most part, the institution itself and what it stands for is really the same. The tradition has never changed. And
Men for others, right?
Men for others, right? Men and women for others. And we got a lot of guys that understand that want to be a part of the Gonzaga community, not just the basketball program. And as a result, you know, fortunately, the staff has done a tremendous job, you know, for the last year, helping me get acclimated. Coach Turner did a tremendous job of bringing in some young men that are truly special both on and off the court, and again, take a lot of pride in the name on the front. So it's been truly an honor to take over after 51 years of not hiring a head coach. Steve Turner was obviously Dick Myers' top assistant, got the job, and then, you know, now myself. So it's elite company to be a part of, and I'm just thankful.
You've been at the beach. You got to tell him, brother.
Well, I got a couple boys that play lacrosse, so I've been outside any chance I can get. You know, it's not easy trying to recruit, coach, have your own family, and that's when you need the best staff in America, and I got one of them. All the guys on our staff have done a tremendous job, just really dedicating their time, their energy into our players and our program, and I'm thankful for that.
Well, sir, I don't know if you know the history I have with Gonzaga. I've known Coach Turner since the 80s.
Oh, yeah?
That's my guy. So by trade, I'm in the DJ business.
Okay.
And I've known him since middle school. I've DJed everything for his family, including his wedding.
Get out of here.
Him and I actually started this podcast 6 years ago as Take It to You with Turner and O'Neill.
No way.
Yes.
I remember that. I didn't know that, though. I remember that. Obviously, I watched it. Steve and I are very close, always have been. You know, Steve gave me my first opportunity to be a head coach, the freshman coach at Gonzaga back in 2004. And the gentleman you'll see coaching our varsity tonight, Rodney Gould, was my first ever point guard.
All right, so actually, I think I talked to him earlier this summer.
He's the man.
So me and Steve go way back. And no, that podcast happened right in my studio. So
that's awesome.
We're bringing it full circle here. Coach, it's the WCAC.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Nothing. It's best high school conference in the country. And I just don't say that because I played in it and I coach in it. Especially in the Northeast, most coaches you talk to at the next level, they're going to tell you this is the best high school from top to bottom, not just because of the players, but because of the coaches, because of the programs, the institutions, and the pride they have, the tradition they have, the fan bases, the student sections. It's one of a kind. One of a kind.
$5, right? You can spend.
It's incredible.
Because in any given year, you cannot count out Gonzaga or St. John's or PVI or O'Connell or DeMatha. Carroll had a couple down years, but that won't be forever.
No, they're tremendous. Malcolm has done a fantastic job, and they're poised to have a huge year this year.
Ireton's got a new coach, but he's
Chris
ready.
Wright's awesome. He knows the league as well as it gets, so it's just cool because you got so many great coaches, something different every night.
And I think St. Mary's Riken, they have a new coach because Jamal is back up here now.
He is.
And, St. Mary's Riken has not found a ton of success, but it's never an easy out either. When you play
No, they've had some years with some high-level recruits. When I was at Penn State, I recruited a few of their kids, and we got one of them, Davis Simgulis, and so they've had some players in the past. It's always a tough place to play, traveling there. They've done a tremendous job at their facility. So it's a matter of time before they get going. There's so many players in the area, and they do a good job, and they care about it. So it's kind of like the old Big East or the Big Ten,
or the
Atlantic 10, everywhere I've been.
You're not that old. Come on, you're not that old, fella. I'm talking Raleigh, Massimino, and Carnesecca and them guys, right?
Of course, of course.
Here's a question. Do you find yourself busier now or when you were coaching college?
You know what? Different kind of busy, right? You wear all the hats here at high school. And I had a large staff with director of ops. I had development. You had 3 assistants. You had a video coordinator. You had all these grads assistants. Well, you're doing the work of pretty much all of those folks. We have a great staff, and they help out as much as possible. But, I do all the travel and a lot of the administrative work, including fundraising and some of the other. But it's definitely more time spent with the players and the coaches. I mean, and on the court, teaching basketball, which is truly what I love. And, the most fun is actually the fact that it's the development is really tangible. It's in real time. You see these kids develop, mature, both physically and mentally, and it's crazy to see how quickly it happens over the course of just a few months, let alone an entire year. I mean, we had puppies last year, and now, I call them, they're no longer puppies, but they're only juniors and sophomores and freshmen, and they're twice the size and much more mature than they were 8 months ago. So I'm excited.
Tell me, Coach, there's you, Chris Wright, and I think Carroll's coach. You guys all played in the WCAC.
Yeah.
What is it about the WCAC that keeps you guys coming back?
Coach Wooten, Joey Wooten, I think, played as well. He played right here at DeMatha. But, I mean, there's nothing quite like it. Obviously, the DMV, the talent level, the amount of the tradition that each institution has, and the fan bases, and the passion that DMV has in its high school basketball, right? From PG County all the way through DC, obviously, into Northern Virginia. I mean, all of the passion they have for high school basketball is truly incredible. Just look at your podcast. Look at all the other podcasts, right? People gravitate towards it. They want to be fans of it because you have all this incredible talent coming out of this region.
Sir, was it 04 or 01 you said you coached here initially?
I started at Gonzaga 04.
04. That's 22 years.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how the landscape has changed.
You know what? The college landscape, the recruiting landscape has changed dramatically in the last couple of years, but for the most part, the landscape of the actual schools, it hasn't changed much. I mean, St. John's, DeMatha, Gonzaga, Carroll. When we beat Carroll for the 1997 championship, that was my senior year. I mean, Carroll was absolutely stacked during those ages, right? St. John's was down a little bit, but for the most part, they had some serious teams throughout. DeMatha was always a powerhouse. Paul VI really wasn't there until Eli came, so it wasn't much in the late 90s. Neither was O'Connell. Joey's done a tremendous job there, but for the most part, you've always had high-level basketball here. McNamara was always tough. Marty was always one of the best, my favorite, and so the landscape as far as the fan base. Now the talent, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it, and the parity is through the roof. You have so many different programs, not just in the WCAC, but the IAC, the Public League. I mean, it's truly remarkable. The Georgetown Preps, the Landons, the Bullises, all of these fantastic, the Potomac schools. I mean, every division has, and every league has just high major players everywhere. It's a testament to the coaching, but it's also a testament to this area and the talent that's coming out of it.
Is it, now I don't want you to answer anything you should not, but is it getting tougher? Because I'm hearing more and more, and I'm seeing more and more kids that are transferring or moving to places where they're online 1 or 2 hours a day, and they get to play a lot of basketball. Gonzaga does it the right way.
I appreciate that.
These young men are in school. And let me tell you something. I will tell you the top 5 schools, in my opinion. Landon, Prep, Gonzaga. Why are they escaping me right now?
St. Albans.
St. Albans and Bullis. Those kids, they're no more respectful young men than at those schools. So you're doing it the right way.
Thank you.
How tough is it becoming?
It's becoming, not so tough at Gonzaga, honestly, but, it's not just Gonzaga. All of these schools are tremendous academic schools. At the WCAC, every program and every institution is high level, known throughout the country. But, Gonzaga has always been very good. It always will be, before me, after me. Gonzaga is a very special place that people come no matter what. Regardless of whether or not you know if they're there or they're coming or not, you're not recruiting. Every year there's 3 or 4 big-time players that just show up because Gonzaga is that type of place. So they're always going to be able to compete. It's a little sad to see some of the kids that are deciding to leave some of these incredible institutions. And I get it. They have dreams. But, I think the community at large needs to understand what's really important in life. And if you look at the statistics, a high school degree at a big-time school is going to serve you a lot longer in life for the next 40 years than, 1 or 2 30-game seasons in high school.
Right.
I mean, that's just the reality of it. And I get the playing time and I get all of that. But, if you're leaving these high academic schools just to go pick up a ball, and I don't know, that just never would have flown back in the 90s and the early 2000s when we were around. It was always academics first and understanding what the main part of being at one of these institutions was. But having said that, each family, each kid's got their journey. God's got a plan for everybody, and we wish everybody well, whatever they decide to do.
And the thing is, though, you're building them for that 40, the next 40, right?
Yeah.
We're not building them for what could be, EYBL or what could be overseas, and all that's great.
Yeah.
But as you and I both know, 2-3% of them are going to keep moving on and on and on.
Yeah.
And building young men, you got to be dad, you got to be counselor, coach, and all of that, right?
100%. Well, if you're doing it right, I believe that's the way you got to do it. We want to develop unique and authentic relationships, and we feel like if we're teaching them how to be men, then everything they want on the court's going to take care of itself.
Right.
Tell me, Coach, not necessarily to put you on the spot, but what are your hopes for this upcoming season?
Just to be the best team it can be by the end of the year, whatever that means. Some years it means you finish 4th. Some years it means you finish 2nd, or it could mean championship, whatever that means. But we want to continue to develop. Our guys are enjoying themselves. They're coming and being coachable every day. Right now they're working camp, which is awesome because a lot of them have never worked. And they're showing up and they're passionate. Their enthusiasm has been through the roof, and all these kids that are coming to camp look up to them and their role models. And that's really what I want these guys to understand. Take pride in the name on the front. Work hard every day. Go out and make sure you can look each other in the eye and make sure you can tell one another you gave everything you got, whatever night that was. And most of the time, if you can do that, you're going to come out victorious. And if we continue to do that, and we want to be the best team we're capable of being by the end of the year, and this group has the potential to be really special, so that could equal some big-time wins.
And you wouldn't mind a ticket to Bender Arena in March, right?
Nah, that would be awfully nice. I was there last year, man. That crowd was excellent. St. John's Paul VI put on a show, and kudos to those 2 guys. They've done a tremendous job with their programs, and we hope to be there sometime soon.
What is it like to see your boys, these young men on the court, as camp counselors and leaders, and not basketball players.
It's awesome. It's awesome. They understand. You forget sometimes, man, there's so much pressure on these guys. You know, you forget why you did in the first place. Remind yourself of why you started picking up a basketball and running around. It's because you enjoyed it. You had a lot of fun. Bring the joy back into it. And when you get in front of coaches, I think they start to realize how frustrating sometimes it can be if kids aren't listening. Or, you know, and it's funny to see these guys react. I'm like, oh, isn't that funny? You got a little upset there. You raised your voice at that young man. But, you know, it's pretty fun. They're enjoying it. And it's when you see them smiling, having a good time. And honestly, they're picking some things up. When you coach, you start to figure out, man, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe I should do that when I pick up the ball myself. So it's been a lot of fun and a joy to watch.
I hope the hot dogs are still good down there.
You know what? We've got a hot dog cooker for the canteen, but we're all pizza for camp.
All right, at the camp, yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes game time.
We got you, man. We expanded the menu this year. We throw a lot of different things. Sage dining at Gonzaga has been fantastic.
They're at Landon, too, so I know
Yeah,
the
there
food.
you go.
2 questions for you. What can we expect to see November, December, and January on I Street?
A lot of energy, incredible amounts of hard work. We're going to play really tough, really physical, and we're going to try to play as hard and together as we possibly can. I think you're going to see a lot of pride in the name of the front this year. These guys know what to expect. The culture has been created thanks to the staff and some of the upperclassmen. We have really good leadership coming back, and I think that's the biggest difference right now is the leadership in the locker room and those guys holding each other accountable and pushing each other. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
Coach, I got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
First of all, in Summer League, we see coaches have different strategies.
Yeah.
Some like to stand up, they like to coach themselves, but some like to let their assistants step in.
Yeah.
Why was it important to you to have your guys hear a different voice?
Well, you know what? It's been a long year for my family and I. My family's living up in New York and we're finally have a home here. We're moving and throughout the month. Yeah, it's going to change things. I mean, I was going back and forth. I was living in D.C. Monday through Friday, going back to New York every weekend. So that alone was one of the reasons why I allowed it to happen. But these guys don't need to hear my voice. High school basketball has become, almost 9 months, 10 months, and then they play AAU. They don't need to hear my voice all year long. And I have tremendous trust and faith in my assistant coaches. We're all on the same page. It's great for them to get an opportunity. A head coach always wants his staff to be filled with future head coaches. I want those guys to experience the opportunity, and everyone on our varsity staff has had a chance this June to be the head coach of the varsity team, and I think that's going to bode well for our team moving forward and our staff.
And my second question, Coach, you expect your players to come back during the season with a different skill. What skill did you add in the off season?
I mean, man, she's hitting hard.
I love this. She's awesome. Patience. Patience is a virtue, and I've become a little bit more patient over my career, but especially here in this last year. I mean, it's been a long, tough road since last March, and God works in mysterious ways, and just to be incredibly grateful for the opportunity to come back to a place that I grew up at and got my start at, and there's a reason for everything, and I'm just being patient with the program, patient with the players, and hopefully they're being patient with me as well as the parents, and my family's certainly been patient, so just patience, and I think as a result our guys are starting to understand what we're looking for, and each and every day they come in with a lunch pail mentality, ready to go to work.
Coach, you got a game in 30 minutes against Flint Hill. It's win or go home.
Yeah.
We finally got Urgo on the podcast, right? No, I'm serious. I'm going to admit to everybody right now. Last year, I see Mark interview him, and it's on like YouTube or something. I'm jealous. Like, I wanted to be the first one to get him, but I didn't know how to approach him, because I didn't know how to contact him or anything.
You can have my contact anytime. I love it.
We got him now. Ladies and gentlemen, he's with Gonzaga. He's in the next round of the playoffs. He's got Flint Hill later. Coach Keith Urgo, Gonzaga. This is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for tuning into the DMV Hoops Podcast, your home for high school basketball coverage across the DMV. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and share the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube, Buzzsprout, and everywhere podcasts are heard. Follow us on Instagram and X at DMV Hoops Podcast. The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kurt Cross, featuring Chelsie Cross. Thanks for listening.